Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Candy J, your favorite certified clinical sexologist, relationship and intimacy coach, premarital and marital counselor, wedding officiant, mocha marriage facilitator, marriage boot camp coach. Yeah, those are a little bit of things that are my accolades. If this is your first time here, as I stated, I am definitely a certified clinical sexologist, relationship and intimacy coach through the Dr. Rachel Institute and the American Colleges of Sexology. I am a proud member of the American Marriage and Family Therapy Association and the American Counseling Association. Um, there's so much, okay? I have a master's in education, certifications in life coaching, relationship, and intimacy coaching. So today I'm talking about journaling. So I've also been trained in cognitive behavioral therapy, right? And so, a lot of times, people come to me for various things. And some of my clients, if you guys are on here, holler at me because y'all know, right? I always give a journal. I will always give you a journal. I will always make you do journal entries. And sometimes they're super focused and sometimes they're not, right? Well, I want to talk about the super focused ones, right? So, like, first of all, journaling helps us to investigate and dig deeper and gather data, information, and then kind of reflect. It uncovers behaviors, patterns, and identifies things that you need to change of irrational beliefs and generate insights into what's causing that behavior. And then it helps you to explore possibilities for change. And so this particular type of journaling is very specific. It's highly focused. It records your thoughts and your emotions, your behaviors, and helps you to how they relate to each other and what causes everything to happen from what you've learned and how that impacts what you do, right? Um, deep down, we're really trying to keep ourselves together, right? We want to keep ourselves safe. We want to keep ourselves beloved and feel good about ourselves. And our brain controls all of this, right? And so, part of ABCD journaling, this is what that's called. You identify the problem by becoming aware of the dysfunctional thinking that is going on, right? So it's called A for activating event. Something happens, right? Life happens. Um, I'll give you some examples in just a minute. B is the belief. You hold a belief about whatever that situation is. Whatever happened in that situation, there is a belief that you have. Okay. And then C is a consequence. You have an emotional and behavior reaction when something happens, and then it leads to the consequences in our lives. And it's let's just be clear: the activating event does not cause the consequences. It is our belief about the situation that actually causes how we feel and how we react. It's not always obvious consequences either. You will have to reflect on the activating event and the emotional and behavioral consequences. And first, in order to do that, you have to kind of figure out what you believe is behind all of that, right? So, here's an example, right? Let's say your boss says that you are stealing money from the register. Okay. They accuse you of that, right? Your B is she has no right to do that. She's just looking to fire me, right? You know, that's our B, that's our belief, right? And the consequences, you feel angry, you take action, right? And that action may be to lash out, and then you really put your job in jeopardy. Okay, these are all irrational thoughts, right? So let's kind of change that pattern of thinking. It leads to unconstructive behavior, and we want things that lead to constructive behavior, right? So let's just go back to the accusation. Your A is something happened. Your boss believes that you are the one stealing the money, even though you didn't, right? Well, then B, let's change our belief. I can't lose my job. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's a little bit more rational thinking, right? Although it's still a little irrational because you could not lose your job, and it could just be a misunderstanding, right? That's what it really is. So you feel anxious, you're C, you feel anxious, and then you take action on how you are feeling right now, and that could be shutting down and not being able to kind of bring this up to your boss, right? But when you focus on the terrible, which would be to lose your job, you got to go take that back and go back to the rational. Okay, so let's think about what the rational would be. The rational is it's a misunderstanding. I can go talk to my boss about it and approach this with care so that I do not lose my job. Okay, it's still emotional, but it's healthy negative emotions instead of all the way to the left, which is irrational thinking. Oh, they don't have the right to do that. They don't have the right to think that, and lashing out, right? And I know some people are saying it's hard not to think that way immediately, but if you train your mind to do this with journaling, then you can definitely not react in a unhealthy manner when someone accuses you of something like that, right? Or whatever the action was, right? So that was the ABC part of it, right? But now you got the D part. Now you need to dispute the irrational beliefs. Is my thinking true? Okay. My first thought was, oh, they don't have no right to do that. They're just trying to fire me. No, right? But if we go to the irrational and an alternative thinking, right? So in alternative thinking, first of all, you've identified what you're thinking, right? You identify how it impacts your situation, and then you challenge the validity of your thoughts and assumptions, right? So they're just trying to fire me as an irrational thought, right? But it's a misunderstanding. Let me try to talk to them about it. Let me see how we can prove that I wasn't the one that did this, right? You have the opportunity to choose the thoughts that better serve you, okay? So it doesn't serve me to go all off the deep end. I have to approach this in a rational manner. Okay. The positive belief and affirmation. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down the core belief that is beneath all of these things, right? They're trying to fire me. Don't nobody want me on this job. There's a laundry list of things that you could have gone through in your head, but if we turn that back around, it's just a misunderstanding. Let me figure it out and try to talk to my boss in a gentle manner, in a caring manner, where I don't put my job further in jeopardy because of the way I reacted to the situation, right? So then you make an action plan. This is what I just said. What could you do differently in the situation of what happened? Okay. So and then you make improvements. So you review all of these things, all of your experiences, your thoughts, and then your alternatives, and then you think about how that makes you feel. Okay, and does this will this a process happen right away? Is this process going to be painful sometimes, of writing this journaling out of the activating event, your belief, your consequence, and then how do we dispute the irrational thoughts? It's not easy, right? It's not easy. But if you change your mindset, you will change your mind, and then you can make things work for you in a positive manner, and you will react better to things and think rationally instead of irrationally. And so I've taken up a lot of time. I didn't mean to be on this long, guys. Thank you so much for watching. But hashtag journaling if you think that this may be able to help you. And then I will provide you with the journaling sheet. And I will send you guys a link to the journaling sheet, and you can begin to write some of these things out to help you change your mindset. Okay, that's the point. ABCD journaling is about changing your mindset so that you can change the behavior and cognitively make a choice not to act irrationally, but think rationally and then react rationally and be able to do conflict resolution much better than maybe sometimes you have. So, again, this is your girl, Candy J. Please Like, subscribe, ring that bell, and hit me up anytime and come back for the tips. Okay? Have a